Here we are. Nice.
That's
All right, episode 1 of the OhJordzOhShow. Tentative title. I am with one of my longtime friends and coworkers, Dylan Postel.
We
Dylan,
haven't been friends for a long time.
that's right. That's what I'm saying. Long time, best
We
friends,
haven't.
best friends
How long have we been friends?
since 2012. I met you in Fond du Lac.
8 years. That's a long time.
Feels pretty long. That's this many.
I mean, it feels like 30 from how much you stress me out. But
That stressed you out.
this is, I mean, like Binder is a long time friend. That's been 20 years. Like your kid, I've known you. I've known you less than I've known my kid.
That's right. So you agree.
On what?
So Dylan, for a lot of people that might not know, how would people best know you in the realm of entertainment or social media? What would they best know your work for?
Most for working with WWE for 2 weeks under 10 years. I was lucky enough to fulfill that dream, which is absolutely awesome. It's all I wanted to do since I was 4. Literally all I wanted to do. Through WWE, it gave me opportunities to do 2 side project movies. One being Leprechaun Origins that WWE produced, and then Muppets Most Wanted, which, being a lifelong Muppet fan and fanatic, that was an absolute dream for me. So that was awesome. But mainly for my role in on-screen character on WWE television.
Awesome. And you said 2 weeks under 10 years. So when you first started social media, Facebook had been around for a few years. Twitter was kind of in its infancy. Do you remember like the rumblings of, or are you able to speak on any kind of meetings of talent being discussed with social media? Did WWE not know what like Facebook and Twitter were at the time? Did they have any guidelines, or are you able to speak on any of that?
I'm able to speak on all of it, Jordan.
Awesome.
um,
Love it.
so there was another talent, Matt Hardy, really was the first one on Twitter, and because just this thing, and no one realized what Twitter was and how big it would become, and for a couple of years, and now we look at it, and that's, I mean, let's be honest. I don't watch I don't watch the news on television.
Right.
You go on social media for news. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's just what we do as a society. We don't read a newspaper anymore. Newspapers are pretty much out of business. We go online and on social media for our news. And that just shows how much social media has changed and the impact of social media on society, on the world, on everything. Social media is the information kind of culture, positive, negative, or indifferent. That's how people connect nowadays. You want to market. Social media is the number 1 market. I don't think it's commercials on television anymore. I really don't. I don't know. I just think it's I think how crazy social media has become, not in a negative way, but it's this boom. For a few years now, it's pretty incredible how that's become what news is.
Now, you, along with your buddy Bender, you run All-Star Championship Wrestling in Oshkosh, and that's been, that was around before my time, but it came back 2013, 2014. Do you remember any rumblings of your guys' social media strategy back then, or you just pretty much like, we have to have a Facebook page and go with that? Did you want to have weekly posts, daily posts? Are you able to run through some of that?
So here's what you run into. You don't want to oversaturate, because otherwise it just becomes, people just keep scrolling. But now, leading up to an event, you kind of want to keep that in people's minds for and keep it in people's heads like, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. I usually do the last 10 days where it's almost a day. If it's not daily, it's every other day.
Okay.
Other than that, it's once a week. But because you don't want to, when people blow up your social media, you kind of get annoyed by it. You see 37 pictures before noon from one person. It's just an annoyance.
Yeah.
And so you just keep scrolling, or you unfriend or unfollow.
Right.
And it's I don't want that to be us as a brand and as a company. I don't want the unfollow or the mute kind of thing. So you have to be careful on that. You have to really know your audience.
Okay.
And know that you're not flooding with too much.
Do you have, either for your own personal social media or for ACWs, do you have a personal favorite? Is it just, vanilla chocolate strawberry, or do you feel like there's a platform that you guys have a really, really good engagement
on? I'm awful at my personal social media.
Okay.
Especially Twitter. Ethan Page, who's a independent wrestler from Canada, he is like mortified by how bad I am, and I lose 1,000 followers a week. And to me, it's like, okay, I don't care. I had 150 at one point. Now I'm like at 597 in less than a year, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do anything with it. I'm just not good at it. I don't want to. Again, I'm one of those people that doesn't want to flood people's timelines.
Sure.
I'm not a creative person at all with tweets or with content for like a YouTube. That's just not me. So if I'm just promoting the show I'm on that weekend, I'm not going to post about it every day. It's just not what I'm going to do, because I think it's boring and it's just dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Facebook for our business, for ACW Wisconsin, Facebook is the #1 outlet. It seems, to connect with our fans. It seems Facebook is the social media outlet that is most important.
Okay. We're going to switch gears here just for a little bit of fun, a little bit of silliness. I know how you're just all about having just a real good time, as you texted me earlier today. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
1
horse-sized duck. Why is that?
Yeah, because if you kick it, the duck only has 2 legs.
That's right.
You kick out one of the legs, now it's just a immovable duck. It's a pretty easy fight.
I can appreciate that answer, actually. That's very simple. I like that. Dylan, you said that you guys had an upcoming event, or you mentioned, you like to plug upcoming events. I know you guys have one this weekend. Give us a little bit of details on that.
But it's our first event at Bare Bones, and it's going to be a blast. It's an outdoor show. They're hopefully doing a custom beer for us for the night, which is going to be really cool.
Are fans encouraged to bring their own chairs?
Yeah, so that's the cool thing is we're actually we're not providing any chairs.
Okay.
And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, perception wise, I had the idea of doing a standing room only show, and we do have children, and we do have some people with some fans, handicap accessible fans, that we need to think of as well. So with that, we're then encouraging other, bring your chairs, but do whatever you want, get comfortable, relax. But we're kind of just, to be honest, we're throwing a ring in a parking lot with a food truck and an entrance, and just gonna have fun. And it's gonna be a blast. Bare Bones is extremely excited for this partnership, and hopefully continual partnership. Do stuff there in the next, a couple shows there every year would be awesome. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can get it at all the info, acwwisconsin.com for your tickets and info on the show. Follow us on Facebook at ACW Wisconsin on Facebook, and on Twitter with the _. It's throughout all this stuff going on. My goal and Binder's goal and Weimer's goal, the 2 guys that run ACW Wisconsin with me, is let's give people 2.5 hours to get their mind off the crap that's going on right now.
Absolutely.
And I think we're doing an okay job at it because we've had a lot of response, a lot of positive response of, I felt extremely safe.
Sure.
And thank you for letting me escape the real world. That's all we want. There's a lot of horrible shit going on. And if we can let you as a fan, but also as just a regular human, maybe with your significant other or your child or your dad, come to the show and just enjoy it. Cheer, boo, neither, whatever, but just enjoy it and leave with a smile on your face and get in the car that night on your way home and go, that was fun. And then you have to wake up the next morning, deal with real life again.
Yeah.
But at least you can still think of the night before. And that's a big thing for us is my former boss, Vince McMahon, as you know.
Vince Jr.
You wouldn't know him. I do personally. But he always just says we're in the business of putting smiles on faces. And it's like, it's so stupid and almost joked about now, but yet it's the coolest thing you can say about professional wrestling and any form of entertainment, a concert, a ballet, Cirque du Soleil. Your main goal is for people when they leave to have a smile on their face. And that's not your goal in all this, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Any form of entertainment. This show that I'm dealing with the guy with a shitty shower curtain on behind him.
It's not a shower curtain. It's not a shower curtain. They are drapes, and they look great.
Hey man. But at the end of this, you're gonna want people just to after it, you're gonna want people to have a smile on their face and give you a good grade, like an A+, which you deserve finally in your life. But it's just stuff like that where that's why we do this. We do it for entertainment. We do it to have fun and to let people escape. And yeah, that's it.
Love it. Thank you very much, Dylan. Thank you for giving me some of your time, and we'll check back with you and have a great show, buddy.